Welcome back for the COVID farm build, part number 2. We got 5 things to do and it's a lot of work. You can see we have those planters filled with dirt already, but now we got to get to the other things. One of those is a fence. My friend Mike was kind enough to drop off a bunch of fence sections for us using his truck. However, as you may have heard on previous videos, my friend Mike, who often digs the holes for every project on this channel, was not available. So it's up to me, and you can see how well that's going. You'll see me standing around, having conversations, contemplating how did I get here, and basically just procrastinating as I start again to dig these holes to get these posts in. We dug them down about 24 to 36 inches, depending on what was in the ground at the time. Hit a couple big rocks and some gravel as we did these. This was the worst and hardest part of this job, but it was worth it in the end. We ultimately filled these holes with some cement and got them in securely, and the final product was pretty good, thanks to my wife helping out with some much needed stain. We're happy with the look. So number 1 is done. Now into the stone edge bed. Took delivery of some materials and mocked it up just using some bricks and some stone that we had. We liked the look, so we began by removing all the grass and debris up against the house. For about 18 inches out from the house, and struck a line to make sure we had everything level and plumb, and used 8-inch pavers on their end to create the barrier between the grass and the stone planting bed. We also used plastic barrier to make sure that the invasive zoysia grass that we have in parts of the yard doesn't get into the bed, and that's worked out very well. Once we had everything plumb and level, on your hands and knees all day in the sun, keeping everything level. Probably the second hardest job, as I said, the fence being the first. We've backfilled with the stone and I think it looks great. So with number 1 and number 2 done, we're on to number 3, Vecna. If you are a Stranger Things fan, you'll probably get that reference. A very evil plant you can see there. I had tried chemicals, I had tried wrapping it in plastic, everything but dynamite to get this thing out, and ultimately it was getting down in there and just digging it out with a sawzall, pulling it back with a come along, cutting a few more roots, pulling it along again, cutting more roots, and probably took a total of 2 full days to get this thing out of there working by myself. And there it is. Vecna is dead. This had to be removed for an eventual shed that has to go there, so I had no choice. Otherwise, I probably just would have buried it in a pile of sand and left it alone had I known. But there's the cavernous hole left by the death of Vecna, and I'm glad she's gone. So that's 1 through 3 done, and onto the shed base for the shed move. So you can see a picture here of our older garden, which was moved to the raised beds inside the farm, and that's the shed we're going to be moving. So just grabbed some landscape timbers and roughly made an 8x8 for a 7x7 shed. And using my circular saw, I cut into the ends to make a half-lap joint at the corners. Used some more pavers to raise those up a little bit off the ground, and added some landscape fabric to cover the base. The grade was pretty flat, and we finished off with some pea gravel. So that's 1 through 4 done. Now time for the shed move. Poof, cloud of magic, and it's just magically there. I didn't film the move. My son and I physically took the shed down and built it back up. Wish I could have moved it in one piece, but couldn't. So that's the shed move done. And the regular yard is wide open, but first we have to clear out 16 years of junk and garbage I threw behind that shed. Timbers, 46 cinder blocks, you name it. The upside is my friend Mike came through again with some cedar fence, which I was able to build another raised bed for some of our taller plants as the final touch to the farm build. We hope you'll like this video and subscribe to our channel. And you can also follow us on Instagram at Suburban Jersey Dad. We're on Twitter and now also on TikTok. We hope you're enjoying these videos. Please leave a comment down below if you have a question.